Okay, and then you can edit everything here. So I'm going to just call this nav. So I've named my bar, and then here we can put in our main navigation. So if I'm going to use that, perhaps the Argyle site map as my as the structure for my site, I would have a section called Home. I would also have a section called Who We Are. Oops. Okay, and notice how I'm just clicking on these items, and then you can edit them over onto the right. We would have What We Do. Number 4 would be Client List. And if I needed to add another section, I simply use the little plus sign, and it lets me add one. And then I would also have Contact Us. Okay, so that's my main navigation, and you can see up above how that has changed my main navigation. But for some of them I have some sub-navigation. So for instance, under Who We Are, I have a Honors and Awards page and a Flash Studio Tour. So I would want to add some sub-nav. So I can do that again by just clicking on the plus sign, and here I'm going to put in Honors and Awards. Okay, I'm going to add another one. This is going to be called, I'm actually going to call it Studio Tour. Okay. Okay, and let's just sort of check out where we're at here. So I'm going to go ahead and just preview this and save it. And you know, here's where we're at so far. See how I've added my subnav here, and then Dreamweaver, I just added some extra subnav to these other sections, which under Home I'm actually going to need to remove those. So let's do that right now. Let's remove those. So under Home, we'll notice we had some subnav that we don't need. I can simply select it, and by using the minus icon up here, I can just remove those. Okay, Who We Are, we added our sub pages, our subnav. For What We Do, I'm going to add some others. So, and I'm just going to add a couple of them. There's actually more than I have here. So Industrial Design, and let's say Interface Design, and there's several others, but I'm just going to just do those two. Okay, and then also notice that under Industrial Design I have some subnav, and I don't need those, so again I'm going to get rid of those. And I'm actually going to get rid of this one because I haven't really named it. Now, you guys may have already noticed this, but I have forgotten to add one of our main navigations, and that one is called Portfolio. So how would we add one and place it in our menu? We can simply add it by using the plus sign. Put in Portfolio. Okay, and it actually is in the right place, but we could also move it by just using these arrow keys. So if we wanted it in a different location, by just using the arrow keys, we can do that. Okay, so I want it right after the What We Do. Okay, and then under Portfolio, I also had some subnav. So I'm going to add that. I had Product Design, and I had Digital Imaging, and there were some other ones, but that's all I'll do right now just for this example. Okay. Okay, so let's see where we're at. That's basically how you customize your sections for your Spry menu. So let's go ahead and save this. And now we'll see that, sure enough, under who we are, we've got our sub-nav. We've got our sub-nav under what we do, under portfolio, client, and contact us. So there, you'd probably want to build this out a little bit more to match your site map for your site for Argyle Design. Okay, so that is how you would edit your menu bar. And then, as you may have noticed in my notes for this week, I had an example of a Spry widget, and mine looked, a lot better. It had, the text was different, and also the colors were a little bit different. So you can customize your Spry widget, and in order to do that, you need to actually edit your CSS file. So you'll notice right here on the Properties Inspector, there is hyperlink text here that says Customize this widget. If I click on that, what happens is it will open up your Adobe Help section, and there are explicit notes about how to change anything regarding your Spry menu. So here are instructions on how to change text styling. Here's how to change the background color. It basically means you have to go into your CSS file and change these specific rules. Okay, so I'm not going to spend time doing that for the demonstration, but I wanted to just show you. Let me hide Dreamweaver. But if we open up the CSS for this Spry widget, and let me just go back. Notice that it is in your Spry Assets folder. There will be a file with an extension CSS. If you open up that CSS file in Dreamweaver, you will find all of these different style definitions or rules. And in that Dreamer Help section, they tell you which rule you need to change in order to change your text styling, your background color. Okay, so I encourage you, if you want to customize your Spry menu, which you probably will, that you visit this Help section and take a look. It's also one thing I do really highly recommend that you guys do, and please remember to do this, is before you go ahead and customize or change anything into the CSS file, I encourage you to please make a copy of it. So oftentimes I'll just duplicate it, and so that way I have the copy of my original in case I do something to the CSS file. This is the one I'd want to edit, the one that doesn't have copy in the file name, but I can always go back to this copy by just removing that word copy if I somehow mess up my CSS. And it can happen, because once you touch a CSS file, it doesn't take much to perhaps change it incorrectly, and you'll want to have a copy of your original. So that's just sort of a heads up for you guys. So there is also some pages in your textbook regarding how to create Spry widgets, and I also have a link to an Adobe video that you can watch. So that's basically how you create a Spry menu using Dreamweaver. So you're welcome to create and use a Spry widget on your final project. It's not mandatory, you don't have to, but for those of you who do want to use it, hopefully this has been helpful. Thank you.